Thanks for joining Turing's Townhall. So just to give you a quick intro, we have more than 1,000 people from over 80 different countries at the Town Hall today. The purpose of Town Hall is to welcome you to Turing and also to give you kind of an overview of what Turing is about, what values Turing adds to the developers across the world. And we will go over some of the most frequently asked questions. And today we have one special thing ready for you, which is a Turing developer who's been with us for about 2 years, coming here to talk about his experience, journey as a Turing developer, and why he believes that you should also be part of the Turing community. And we have a Q&A session at the end, and he will be there to answer your questions as well. So if you're interested in amazing remote developer opportunities and want to hear from people who have actually gone through the process, then this will be a perfect opportunity. So without further ado, let me begin today's session. Yep, so we're really excited to have you join today, and it looks like we'll actually hit like 1,200 more people. So is it going to be our biggest event? Before we begin, I know that we have a lot of questions, so we will go over some of the most burning questions. And also, if you have any questions, probably they're answered in this FAQ page. So please go ahead and check it out. If you have any individual questions, please email us at support@turing.com, and we will try to get back to you within 24 hours. The 3 most burning questions that people asked. So one question that people asked was, hey, how is Turing different than like freelance platforms, some of the other like sites? One thing we want to emphasize here is that so Turing is not a job search platform, but a career platform. And when we say that, that means we want to help you grow your career by working with amazing companies and keep continuing to work with other amazing companies. So we want to provide you with the long-term opportunities versus other similar or indirect ones out there. Since we want you to grow your career, our opportunities are full-time rather than short-term gigs. So almost all of our roles relate to full-time, and our platform is structured to help you grow your career long-term. We will go over some of this in the later ones as well. Another frequently asked question was English proficiency. So Turing's jobs are with top companies in the US, a lot of them in Silicon Valley, near San Francisco, and also a lot in New York. And you'll be working full-time at those companies remotely. So smooth communication is important. And as a result, be able to communicate without much effort, without having to repeat, is a critical skill to have as a successful Turing developer. This is a third question that people bring up. So in terms of taxes, you don't have to pay US taxes. We actually pay you in full and on time. And so the only thing is that you're subject to your country's tax laws, not the US tax laws, which is probably good news for a lot of people because US taxes tend to be higher. So you actually end up benefiting, and will save you a lot of time. A lot of us are new today, and so let me just talk about Turing a little bit before going to the nitty-gritty details. So Turing is the bridge to top US jobs. And when we say that, we really mean it. So we want to help you get connected to the best opportunities, regardless of where you live. And that's why we created Turing. So Turing helps some of the great companies here go remote and be able to work with you. So we are really looking for kind of a win-win relationship here. A lot of companies are looking for great engineers from around the world, and also great people deserve to have good opportunities. So because we're pursuing this win-win model, Fast Company actually said it's one of the most innovative workplaces in the world of 2021. And Forbes also mentioned about, 3 months ago that, hey, this is America's best startup employers about 2021. And we're putting it out there just to show you that a lot of the developers enjoy working with Turing, and we'll talk about that in more detail. Turing is also backed by executives and investors of these companies. This is just to show you that some of the kind of innovation that's recognized by industry leaders. And we are also leveraging some of these relationships to bring you the best opportunities. So as a developer, you're promised three things from Turing. One, really the most important thing is elite US jobs. And that means typically higher pay and be able to work on amazing opportunities. And also the people that you work with are very high caliber. Now, another thing is that, as I mentioned before, we want to help you grow your career long-term. So this is something that we're building at right now. And after an engagement is over, we have a team dedicated to helping you get to another one and help you level up your career. So that is something that Turing is uniquely offering. And thirdly, we would like to create a community so that you're a community of great developers and you can get help from others and you can also give back to the community. And you have a place that you can belong to. So here are some reasons why developers love Turing. The biggest one is, so we vet applicants who want to work at Turing, but also we vet companies who want to work at Turing. So as a result, the quality of work is very high. Opportunities offered are just significantly better. And that also translates to better compensation. And typically, they're more mature organizations, and ease of collaboration is definitely better as well. And for this one, I mentioned there's a team dedicated to helping you out. We call the team Developer Success. And they really go out of their way to make sure that you're collaborating with your engineering managers easily and proactively reach out to you to see if there's anything that we can help you with. And also, because it's a long-term career platform, the team is also helping you. Let's say engagement is over. About a month before, the team reaches out to you to line up an opportunity before the engagement is over. So you have significantly less downtime as well. So lastly, the community piece. These are some of the events that we have hosted in the 6 months alone. As you can see, if you're interested in chess, there's a chess tournament that you can attend, and there are prizes involved as well. We have developers sharing their photos from their hometowns around the world. We have hosted hackathons, and you can also bring your children as well to the hackathon. So this is a really, really good community that we have created and will continue to create. And we'd love to see you as part of this community. Now, we have a lot of things planned for you. First of all, I know that a lot of you have been asking for this. So without delaying too much, we would like to start with inviting a developer who has gone through the process. So Zach, are you in the audience? So just to give a quick intro, Zacharias has been with us for about 2 years. He's a senior Turing developer, and he has worked on opportunities both with the companies, also internally Turing as well. And Zach, thanks for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey as a Turing developer? So a lot of you here, a lot of people here are eager to hear from you about why you joined Turing and what the journey has been like.
I probably joined Turing the same way most people here heard about Turing. I saw an ad online. The first time I didn't think it was real. I just applied just to check how it goes. And yeah, after a while, I got an email back and I went through the vetting process. And it actually turned out to be a good thing because even if the vetting process was a bit rigorous, I was able to find a job that I really like, I really enjoy. I've been working with Turing for the past 2 years and a few months now. And I got the opportunity to work with a couple of Silicon Valley companies at the beginning, and then after a little while, transitioned into the internal engineering team at Turing. So yeah, it's been quite fun. I've had the opportunity of working with developers from all over the world who are highly skilled, which I learned a lot from them. And I also got the chance to progress in my career. I joined as a mid-level developer. I've worked as a tech lead on a few projects. I'm a senior engineer, so it gave me the opportunity to grow quite quickly ever since I joined Turing.
Mhm. Yeah. So thanks for walking us through. And I feel like a lot of the developers from around the world, when they first see the ad or they first hear about this, wait, is this kind of real?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like kind of a too good to
It
be true.
might look like a
Yeah,
scam, but it's not.
yeah. So, um, yeah, another question is that so you have worked both as an office worker, but also as a freelancer. So how do you think the Turing's experience compares to either of them?
Yeah, before I joined Turing, I've worked as a freelancer on platforms like Upwork
Mhm,
Freelancer, and I've
mhm,
also worked as a regular office employee from 9 to 5.
mhm,
Both of them have their pros and cons. If
mhm,
you consider the office job, for example, there is the opportunity to sit closely with your coworkers, learn, but the commute was quite long. I actually had to travel 1 hour and a half every single day each way to work.
mhm,
So that was quite annoying. And when it comes to the office work, you have the benefit of a reliable job where you don't have to worry about your paycheck coming and arriving on time. You know that you're going to get paid at the end of the month. But on the freelance works, you don't have that certainty where you have a fixed payment every single month coming.
mhm,
Sometimes you're able to find a few jobs, but other times you're not able to find anything. So there is an uncertainty of getting paid or making money. When it comes to Turing, it's just like the best of both worlds, right? I know that I'm going to get paid at the end of the month, no matter what. There is the stability, the job stability. It's a long-term engagement. When it comes to freelance work, it's usually just a couple of weeks, a few months maximum. But when it comes to Turing, it's a long term. So I've been working at Turing for 2.5 years now almost, and I've been getting paid at the end of the month on time. It hasn't been delayed, and there is the job stability, and you also have the luxury of working from anywhere. You can be at your house wherever you are. You can be traveling, as long as you're able to put in those overlap hours and do your job whenever you have time. As long as you meet those hours, then you can work from anywhere. So there's the luxury of working from anywhere, but also the benefit of getting paid on time, getting to work with lots of very skilled developers from all over the world, learning a lot, and career growth.
mhm. Speaking of be able to work from anywhere, I think I heard that you've traveled quite a bit as the Turing developer.
Yeah, so I used to live in Ethiopia primarily. I've been to quite a few countries while working. I just put in my
Right.
work, my hours, and
Yeah.
I'm in the UK right now. And I don't have to worry about work visa or anything. I can just work from anywhere. It's
Yeah.
quite luxurious, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. So a lot of developers have asked about the process from your perspective. A lot of developers are worried about there's a Turing test I have to take, like a React node, and also coding challenges that they have to go through. Are there any kind of insights or tips that you can share as someone who has gone through?
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to the test, they don't feel like it's an exam, right?
Mhm.
They're not sitting for an exam. Yes, it's a test, but the tests are designed to identify your strengths. So, for example, let's say you're a React developer.
Mhm.
I'm just giving a very simple example, and you might be very good with state management using the context API, but you might not be good for Redux.
Mhm.
So the test might contain both. And if you're good with the Redux and not the other one, then you'll be matched with jobs that require Redux. So it's specifically designed to tell what strength you have for each tech stack. It's not like if you fail, you're gone forever. And if you don't have impressive results, or if you have like really bad results, it's not like it's over. You can take the test again after a few months and get the chance again. And also, you can take a couple of hours if you want to prepare for the test. Just go over on a few things that you think you're not so strong in, just to familiarize yourself with the subject topic. So that's the main purpose of the test, to understand what your strengths are, not to just fail you automatically. Also, for the coding challenge, it's just a way to understand your coding skills, your problem solving skills, how you think. So that's the purpose of the test, just to understand what your strengths are. And by understanding your strength, we're able to match you with jobs that specifically suit your skill set. So even if you don't do as impressively as you thought, then you still have the chance to take the test again.
Mm. I think that's a really good point because so internally, I guess this is for the audience as well. So quite a bit of the successful Turing developers have taken a test multiple times, as in it's like, oh, let me try another one. So some of the developers have come back after 3 months when they were able to retry this, and were able to pass those tests afterward and went through. And so it's like, hey, if it doesn't work out this time, like you're out forever. It's nothing like that. And also the test themselves, it measures in the back end kind of which parts you're strong in, which parts you're not so strong in. And it's really to help folks get matched to the right opportunities. So I think that's actually a very good point that we should communicate with the audience. Yeah. And so I had one more question. So a lot of developers are kind of wondering about, hey, what kind of opportunities are out there, and what kind of opportunities have you seen people like working on it? Would you like to talk about that aspect as well?
Yeah, so they they differ a lot. So we have very large enterprise customers, startups mainly based in Silicon Valley with good funding. So they range from startups to enterprise customers. So whatever the case, if you're matched with an enterprise customer, then you'll be able to learn about their systems, their architectures, and that's one big advantage. And if you're matched with a startup, then you have the opportunity to grow with that company, and probably later on progress a lot in the organization. You might join as a developer, then you can probably grow to a tech lead, an engineering manager. You'll get the chance to scale with the startup. So these opportunities differ based on your based on what companies are looking for. So that's one major thing. Whatever the case, you still have the advantage of working with either enterprise customers or startups.
Zach, thank you so much for coming, and I
Awesome.
will see you again at the Q&A section.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. So you just heard from Zach, who is a senior developer at Turing. And if you have any questions that you want to ask him, you can also write in the Q&A. He'll be joining us for the Q&A section. So we did a survey of successful Turing developers about why did you decide to join Turing? And here are 3 key points that the developers have brought up. So coming to Turing, it's only a 2-3 hours of vetting commitment instead of spending 20 hours to apply and interview for an average of 11 jobs. It's a huge time saving for them. And that's because jobs come to you rather than you having to apply to jobs and selling yourself like every single time. It's very tiring. We want to remove this burden off of you. So you just tell us what you're interested in, and we suggest jobs. And you just tell us, yeah, I'm not interested. I'm interested. It's a so much better experience. Another person that I want to introduce as part of this call is Santiago, who is our project manager.
Thanks, Tar. And I wanted to start thanking many of you that have completed our pre-event surveys. And these are actually really important, and your feedback is super valuable. And we take it to improve these town halls, and we also take those to make product improvements. Actually, one of the things that I wanted to show you is one of the things that we've learned from your feedback is that sometimes taking the Turing tests or the coding challenge is daunting or seems really challenging. And so what we did is we've pulled together a PDF filled with sample problems for the coding challenge and for the Turing tests. And if you're interested in receiving this PDF, after the town hall, we will send you a follow-up email, and you can tell us there if you'd like to receive this PDF, and we will send you this PDF with test preparation material. Other thing I wanted to invite you to do is to follow us on social media. We have a Facebook page and a Twitter page, and you can find both by the name of Turingcom. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us at support@turing.com, and we will get back to you in less than 24 hours.
Thank you, Santiago. Now, without further ado, we'll go to the session that everyone has been looking for, which is a Q&A. Zach, can you come onto the stage again?
Yep.
So in this session, we're going to spend about 10 minutes answering your questions. Zach, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, sounds good. So let me go through the most popular questions. Okay. Thank you, Jacque, Evander Ventura. Great to see you here. Are you with remote jobs in New York able to pay me? Well, I don't know why they're able to pay you less than the minimum wage. So I don't think you should worry about that. Actually, this is a great question. Typically, folks who are getting paid a higher wage than what the minimum wages are about. And so I would actually say this is probably never an issue. Because one of the things we do is that we pay developers better, and the developer salary typically is higher than the minimum wage. So if you're trying to like assess, hey, where's a typical wage? It's a lot higher than those wages. So you don't even have to worry about this. Would you like to answer this one, Zach?
Yeah, so we're primarily interested in people who have at least around a minimum of 2 years of experience in a professional setting, 2 to 3 years at least. But for exceptional cases, we might also look into people with lower experience.
Thank you, Rebecca. Marco Maric, thanks for asking this question. Would we be employed as an independent contractor or full-time employees? In other words, what kind of contracts can you expect through Turing? This is a great question. So it's actually a hybrid. So in the legal terms, it's an independent contractor. Well, so I would actually say more of a contractor. And because different kind of jurisdictions have different meaning for what that actually means. And so what we do is that when you are working with Turing, you're working full-time with us. So there's actually an important distinction in terms of independent contractors, which have a kind of a connotation that it's more like a part-time gig, a lot of this stuff. But Turing's work is a full-time opportunity. So you're technically a contractor, and that allows us to pay you regardless of where you live in the world. So it gives a flexibility to you and us. And another thing is that when I say a full-time opportunity, we really mean that. Full-time opportunity when you're working with the partner company, but also as kind of a long-term growth opportunity. So we have a team dedicated, we call it developer support, that helps you check the workplace issues and also line up opportunities to come after your engagement is over. So in that regard, it's like a full-time, like an office kind of a full-time. Yeah, so full-time experience with Turing. Zach, would you like to add anything to this?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Can I retake the test again after submitting it? Thanks for asking this question. Danang, Aprias, Anur, Fadia, thank you. Would you like to answer this one? I think because you touched upon this a little bit earlier.
Yeah, sure. So there are a couple of situations. If you submitted it by mistake, then you might raise a support ticket. We might investigate the issue further and let you take the test right away again if there is any kind of error on your end. But otherwise, if it's because you've had a very low score, then you'll be able to take the test again after 3 months after you brush up your skills and have gotten the time to improve your skills on that specific technology.
Sounds good. Next question is from Manish Sharma. Mostly my resume gets rejected. What changes do I need to make in my resume? So I'm not so sure what it means by rejected. So if you could email us at support@turing.com, we can probably help you better. So let me just try to answer in the best my understanding possible. So I think you're talking about the resume that you're uploading at the beginning of the step. So we actually don't use the resume at all for the vetting process. And as a result, whatever you have up to date, just upload it. And we're just using it to suggest, hey, you would probably, it says that you're interested in these areas, you're probably interested in these other areas as well. Which kind of a tech stacks would you like to be working in? So really use it to suggest skills. So there's really not much a significant change that you need to make. Just upload the best version that you have, and we're not using it for vetting. You also have the opportunity to create your engineering resume that will be shared with the US companies. We help you create it from scratch, and when you're onboarded, there's a team helping you polish the resume as well. So do not worry about making your resume better and uploading it, because we don't use it for vetting at all. Now, if this is something related to some bug or something, then just let us know at support@turing.com, and we will try to help you as early as possible. Are there any questions that you're interested in answering?
Let me take a look. Yeah. Okay, there is one, for example, will I get paid in USD or as per my country currency? So you'll be negotiating your salary in USD, and you'll be paid in USD, and whenever it's sent to your bank account, it will obviously be in your local currency. But you'll be paid in USD, to answer in short.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Milovan Lakarak. I'm sorry if I'm kind of butchering your name. Yeah, we really have people from around the world, and sometimes it's kind of hard. So I read in Stack Overflow that Turing makes money by taking X percentage of developer salary, how much percentage is that, and for how long, or general guideline on in case the math is not fixed. Let me just clarify one thing here. So there's kind of a lot of misinformation out there. So there was a post about, hey, Turing's like takes like as a developer to give X% wage back to Turing. So we don't do that. So when you're onboarding with Turing, we talk about, hey, how much do you want to get paid? And we pay that in full. And I know that there are some other platforms who are like, hey, we're going to take a percentage of your salary. So we think that's not the best practice. And so we don't do that. Now, the way Turing makes money is that companies pay us for the, how do you call it? Kind of a infrastructure, the kind of a more of a service fee. So that's how Turing makes money. But other than that, developer salary, whatever you negotiate with us, we pay in full. And in terms of the, what do you call it? How salary is determined, that is based on your skills and experience and seniority. So that is dependent on what skills that you're good at. By the way, we have only 1 minute left, but if you have more questions that we didn't have time for, just email us at support@turing.com. We'll get back to you as early as possible. So Nishant said, can a fresher become a Turing developer? Because I have a great passion for programming. Would you like to answer this, Zach, or should I answer this one?
What advice I have for a fresh developer is improve your data structure and algorithm knowledge, improve your coding skills, work on pet projects, and keep doing that, and will definitely open up opportunities. And keep learning, keep trying to find gigs, and obviously as your skill becomes stronger and stronger, then we will match you with companies.
Sounds good. So I think this is time. And if you have any questions, please email us at support@turing.com. And I want to say thank you so much for coming. So Zach, this is optional, but if you have any parting wisdom for the audience or anything that you would like to share as a Turing developer, would you like to share anything?
Not much, but just keep improving your skills, keep updating yourselves with new technologies, especially for the past few years. It's evolving quite quickly. So try to update yourself with new technologies because most clients are looking to implement these new technologies into their work environment. So new methodologies, new languages, new frameworks, libraries, just keep updating yourself. That's all I have to say.
Cool. All right, thanks so much. Thanks for coming, everyone. So we are really looking forward to hearing from you about what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, and things you would like to see at the next town hall. We have another town hall in about 2 weeks, and your answers there will help us improve the content for the town hall. Thank you so much.